me that green light. Give me that Greenlight Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that Greenlight Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that Greenlight Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that Greenlight Maine.
Good morning. Welcome to Greenlight Maine. I'm your host, Julene Gervais. This show is a great partnership exposing how well Maine's business community works together to grow our state's economy. Two startups square off each week in front of a panel of judges who decide which company moves on to the next round and gets a chance at winning the $100,000 cash. The one that doesn't win still gets the opportunity to promote themselves to a variety of financial institutions watching the show for investment opportunity. Right now, let's talk to the people with the tough decision, and this guy needs no introduction. Welcome, Chase Morrill from Maine Cabin Masters. Tell us, how's it going?
It's going great. Thanks for having us. We're currently in the middle of season 4, working hard, but it's nice to be on this side of the table.
Well, we're happy to have you. And next up, a familiar face to Greenlight Maine. Welcome back, Meredith Strang Burgess.
Thank you. It's great to be back, and I always love doing this. It's so wonderful to see these wonderful companies really promoting themselves, and I look forward to hearing about these companies today.
Awesome. And finally, welcome, Jack Cashman. You have a very long resume. You are a jack of all trades, no pun intended, but tell us, who are you today?
Well, it's only a half-hour show, so we won't get into the whole resume, but I've run my own businesses over 40-something years in the Bangor area, and I love to see people who have the gumption to start up a business because they're the people that make things happen.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here, and we're going to talk to you in just a few minutes. But first, it's time to introduce our first company. I'd like to welcome Henry from Back40. And I got to ask you, how'd you come up with that name?
Well, the term Back40 stems from the Homestead Acts of the 1860s, in which farmers were granted 160-acre tracts of land, which were often divided into 4 chunks, 4 40-acre chunks, with the furthest ones being referred to as the Back40. Kind of down the line, it became known as the term evolved to encompass any kind of remote, uncultivated piece of land, our happy place.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah. All right. Well, whenever you're ready, look right at the judges, and they're very nice. They're here to help you, and just have a blast.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, it's great to meet you all, and thanks again for inviting me here today. My name is Henry Gilbert, and I'm here to tell you about Back40, a web-based, on-demand outdoor gear rental service based in Portland, Maine. Our user-friendly platform allows customers to instantly reserve camping gear and more at the click of a button, with delivery and pickup options currently available throughout New England. You see, gear ownership and maintenance present significant barriers to accessing the outdoors, especially for beginners, young families, and urbanites. While many of us here in Maine have entire closets or even rooms dedicated to outdoor gear storage, most of our customers, they live in small urban apartments, no bigger than, say, a gear closet. We launched this service Memorial Day weekend of this year. We've delivered gear to over 12 different campgrounds with customers from 8 states and 2 countries. Our model is a little different than other businesses out there, and I'm the first one to tell you that we're not the only company out there renting outdoor equipment. People have been doing it for decades, but here's why we're different. We partner directly with campgrounds to tap into their market. They already have this captive audience, and we'll enable them to offer gear rentals directly to their customers through their existing business, with Back40 fulfilling delivery directly to the campsite. To simplify the rental process even further, along with renting all of our gear a la carte, we offer prepackaged camping kits that come right to your campsite, ready with tents, sleeping bags, sleeping pads, camp stoves, headlamps, and more. So as I mentioned, we just launched this service this year. The company itself has been around for a little bit longer. We started working with recreation guides and evolved down this path as we saw the need. Now moving forward, we'll be building out a white label platform, essentially providing our partner campgrounds with a pre-built e-commerce rental site that integrates with their existing website through a single link. Now this is a hassle-free platform as it's managed by us, while allowing these campground partners to actually earn on every rental reservation that they send us. So currently, the gear rental industry, the experts in the industry are projecting the rental industry to grow to a $4.2 billion market by 2022. So the time is now, and we're poised to tap into this growing experiential marketplace where people tend to focus or tend to favor activities and adventures over material possessions. So with $100,000 in Greenlight Maine award capital, we'd be able to finish building out our white label platform, invest in additional inventory, and open 3 micro distribution sites throughout New England. Thank you.
Excellent job. I liked how you differentiated yourself. Okay, Chase, why don't you kick us off with the questions?
So you said you're kind of gearing it more towards urban people. How much of an opportunity is there to customize, like what during the process, if that makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have these kits, and they're kind of the easy solution, but with the a la carte rentals, anything can be added on, and people can get in touch with us, and that customer service is a big piece too. So a lot of our customer base don't necessarily know what they're looking for. They know what they want to do, and they want some help kind of putting that together. So we can, customize our packages pretty easily.
So I'm guessing that you initially perhaps tried a direct-to-consumer and took a pivot to, instead of doing that, now you actually create your partnerships with these campgrounds so that takes you, do you still have the direct-to-consumer in addition?
We do, absolutely, and that won't go away. But it's basically, we're a direct-to-consumer model, but we really see ourselves as B2B. Those campgrounds have much bigger reach. If we sell it to them once, they can sell it to their customers over and over again.
They've already established their...
Right.
Are all those campgrounds in Maine that you work with?
No, not right now. We work with campgrounds throughout New England.
Oh, nice. Jack?
And the relationship you have with the campgrounds, it is an exclusive deal with you. So if I check into one of these campgrounds, they inform me of your availability?
Yeah. As of right now, it's a little bit more informal than that, but that's the idea. So we're working with them. We actually they can designate a place, a spot, a physical space for these kit drop-offs and pickups. So yeah, they're driving people directly to us, and they're actually keeping a small percentage of every sale.
The equipment you're renting, you own it?
We own it, absolutely. And we had looked into sourcing it from existing businesses, but this way we can maintain the quality ourselves. We can ensure the quality. We're ensuring that it's all been cleaned and that it's ready to go.
What do you have tied up in equipment?
Right now, we have great wholesale accounts with a lot of brands, so we're able to buy our equipment at a pretty reasonable price. We have a few $1,000s tied up in equipment at this point, and obviously that equipment has a fairly short lifespan. It's getting heavy use, and we rotate stuff out before it totally degrades.
How many rentals does it take to pay for your gear?
About 5. We price out our rentals at about 20% of our cost, of our actual monetary cost. So it takes about 5 days of a single item rented out to recoup that initial investment.
Any other questions?
Well, so you just began Memorial Day. How's it going? What's been the response? I'm sort of interested in consumer feedback, how you're able to capture that, and how's it going?
It's been going great, and obviously, we launched right at kind of the peak of the season, and there was a little bit concerned that people were already going to have all of their plans figured out, but that's not true. And a lot of people actually do book their campsite in advance and then try to figure out where they're going to get their gear from. So it's been great. Consumers have been happy. Gear is clean. It's there on time, and it's easy. If it's pouring rain, at least you don't have to deal with your wet gear when you get back. We do. And that convenience is a big selling point. We don't want people destroying it, but.
Well, nice job. Great pitch.
Thank you.
Okay, we need to take a quick break and hear from our sponsors, but when we come back, we're going to have our Sunday morning conversation, so don't go away.
I truly believe that if you're going to do something better, you got to start by innovating. Think about how to solve for a customer problem in a way that's quicker, different, and more customer-centric. The bank's promise has been fundamentally the same from the beginning till now, and that's ensuring that all that we do is making the lives of our employees, our customers, and the communities better. And it's their better, not what's defined as our better.
At Sutherland Weston, it's not just about being persuasive, it's about being prepared. Too many agencies get excited about how to gain attention, but not what happens next. We know what happens next is really the important part. That's why we've had 15 years of continuous growth as a responsive, problem-solving creative partner, one who's not afraid of accountability, responsibility, or what happens next. Looking for a creative strategic partner? Let's talk.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. Our Sunday morning conversation is with Chase Morrill from Maine Cabin Masters. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
We're so happy to have you. Yeah, we've been looking forward to seeing you. Let's talk about your hit show, and let's just take us back to the beginning of like how this all came to be.
Sure. I mean, it feels like decades ago, but we're currently in the middle of filming season 4. It kind of all started on a snowy February day. We were working on a timber frame in Wayne, and I showed up, and I asked the guys, like, hey, you want to be on a TV show? And they're like, yeah, sure, Chase, whatever, let us get back to work.
Like,
it's
no
cold.
big deal.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. So it was my daughter's friend's mother who knew the production company based out of Denver, Colorado, knew they were looking for a carpentry crew in Maine that, specializes in working on camps and cabins. She knew us and kind of put us in touch with each other. And we ended up working out, doing a pilot. And, like I said, we didn't know what we were getting into. We were like, trying something different, new.
Yeah.
And, none of us had any idea we would be, on our 4th season. And just, it's amazing to watch how the popularity has just increased. And
yeah, you guys have done so well. You've done so much for the state of Maine. So tell us what it's like. So you guys do some traveling, you're going on talk shows, you're getting all this visibility. How do people receive Maine and talk about Maine?
I mean, everything we've heard so far, it paints Maine in such a positive light. And like I said, the crew's from Denver, and I think it's nice that they get it. They show up and they're just so impressed with the beauty, and just there's so many different areas of Maine, and it's great that we're able to just travel around, show off these areas. We work on the coast, we work in Western Maine, all over down East Maine.
Yeah. So you're working up in Moosehead right now.
Yep.
Is that what season 4 is?
Yep. So we started we try and start close to home and end close to home. So we're doing 16 episodes a season. So we do them in groups of 4. Like I said, we start close to home, end close to home, just because, Maine weather is so unpredictable, and winter came so early last year and lasted so long that it's nice to work close to home. It just makes us more efficient. And then when the weather's good, we're up in Moosehead working and we're working in beautiful locations, so it's not a bad place to be.
Moosehead is definitely not a bad place to be.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So when the cameras come out, you kind of have to adjust what you're doing and kind of spend a couple days with them, then work some more, then they come back. How's that work?
Yeah, so the camera crew, they'll show up and they'll film 2 days at the beginning of each camp, a day in the middle, and then 2 days at the end. And so when we have 4 going at a time, they're here for 3 to 4 weeks at a time. And normally we've got 4 crews going, and we kind of jump around. Each one of us is kind of working on a crew. When the film crew shows up, the main group of us come back together, and we'll travel from job to job so that they can get what they need. And they'll start some in the beginning, and then end some. And when we end some, we film the start of the next round. So it's a long haul with them, and we're working on their schedule, which was really hard to get used to at first. Season 1 we would have to film stuff. They'd put GoPros on our stuff. They want so many different shots, different angles of everything. You do something and you've got to film it 3 different ways, so they have every angle, make sure they get just the right stuff.
Yeah.
And it was hard to get used to at first, but now at this point, even the whole crew is just like, okay, when they're here, it's their time. They may ask us to do ridiculous stuff, but we know once we saw the finished product, we're like, okay, this is why we did this angle and then this angle, and it starts making sense. And
you guys do beautiful work. So let's talk about your crew. It's probably grown a lot with this show.
Yes, it has. So season 1, it was just the 6 of us, and we did, I think, 12 camps. It almost killed us.
I bet.
It was just such a huge adjustment to the speed of things that needed to get done. but again, we're all professionals and we're all talented, so we adapt and got the places done. And we get to do some pretty cool projects, because truly, when we start a camp, we meet the camp owners, kind of discuss with them beforehand what they're looking for, come up with a budget. They hand us the keys, walk away, and it gives us the freedom to get from point A to point B, however we need to get there. And, we do. We get to do some fun, creative stuff. Ashley works with a lot of artisans and local people on each camp, just to try and tie that into.
She does a beautiful job.
Yeah.
I especially like the episode where she was the boss. So tell her I said that.
I will not.
I'm a huge fan myself, I know. So yeah, and as far as, do you get any free time at all?
We do. It's getting better. This winter, we were able to take a family trip.
Nice.
We're all skiers, snowmobilers. We love winter in Maine, hockey, all that stuff. So we get a few down months, which is, fine with us. I get to hang out at home, and when the kids have snow days, just stay at home with them, which is perfect. Yeah. And then really in the summertime, it's go, 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 go. Yeah. But again, we're family oriented, so if kids have time, bring them up, try and get them to work as much as possible and hang out and have fun.
So great, the way it should be. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to come on Greenlight Maine. You're an entrepreneur, of course, yourself. And please come back and see us again. And for the folks at home, you can see Maine Cabin Masters Monday nights at 9 o'clock on the DIY Network. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Furniture for Greenlight Maine is provided by Thomas Mosier Furniture. Handmade American furniture since 1972.
Reaching new customers online is hard. You've tried Facebook, Google Ads, email. You even built a website 10 years ago. You're way too busy to focus on digital marketing, and you're not getting results.
At Dream Local Digital, that's what we do. We've helped businesses nationwide grow with online marketing. We're the experts. Let us help you.
In 1972, Tom Moser committed his life's work to craft, and 4 decades later employs 70 fine craftsmen and women in our shop in Auburn, Maine. With showrooms and customers from coast to coast and numerous awards and accolades, Tom has firmly established himself as an entrepreneurial tour de force and has proven that a life doing what you love is indeed possible.
We're very proud of the product we make and the way that we make it. The most important features of our original dog vest are in its design. Traditional lenders, they steer away from unproven track records. In you come. Hold up. CEI gave us the opportunity to build a track record, show that our future path will be more solid than our past.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. This is the part of the show where we get to hear from our judges. So let's talk about Back40. What a great Maine company, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I think just like Maine Cabin Masters, it's a business that suits Maine, and Maine suits the business. So I wish him great success. I know he has already expanded into other New England states, but it's a good business for Maine.
Absolutely, a Maine brand that could just go national, right?
Right.
Yeah. I also thought it was really interesting that they had initially tried to do direct-to-consumer. And you just think about the logistics of that, and it's sort of mind-blowing, and that they were able to kind of retool and come out with sort of a different business model, frankly, that is controlled, so they can control their growth, and they can really pick carefully their demographics and the areas that they choose to sort of focus on. And I think it's a great idea, and they've really done a nice job. Their packaging is nice, and the fact that they've made some product relationships to do wholesale equipment with new fancy equipment.
And but with a modern twist, you can go online, pick out what you need, say, okay, I'm going camping, I don't have this, and pick it out. And it's carrying on a Maine tradition. I know I've been camping many times and pulled out old gear and say, oh, what do I have, what don't I have?
What's broken.
Yep, and it's better than showing up on the campsite late night and not knowing what you have and knowing that it's reliable and it's going to be there and ready for your adventure.
Yeah, and as Mainers, everybody has this old camping equipment that our parents have passed down to us and so forth, and pride ourselves in it. But think about all the people that live in these small apartments in Boston, New York, what have you, who don't have closet space or garages to store this stuff.
Or barns.
Exactly, a barn. So just perfect concept and very affordable, right? You guys spend a lot of time with him off camera talking about his price point. Yeah, $100 a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, which and I think that was a family, that was the complete set for a family of 2 or 4, I can't remember, but it was really quite complete.
Right.
Even if you have your own camping equipment, you may be going camping with some friends or relatives from another part of the country, and you still need to rent some. So I think it's a good supplement.
Good point. There's always those out-of-town relatives that want to come in for summer in Maine, right?
Yeah.
So,
Or if you want, part of your trip, you want to do a little camping. You don't want to have to pack everything up. If you're going to stay in a hotel but you want to get into a campground or something like that, you can have it there and ready. And again, you're not from the area, you just go online and pick out what you need.
But they've got some challenges coming up. I mean, the logistics piece is huge for that to be managed in an efficient way from a labor standpoint. And then they need to really get into their white label web design.
Great.
So they've got some things to tackle, which I wish them all the best and hope that
Every business does.
Yeah, every business does. All right, great discussion. There is still more to come, so don't go away. We'll be right back after this message.
Broadcast facilities are provided by Husson University's NESCOM, the New England School of Communications.
I believe in business today there are too many experts and not enough expertise. I think there are too many promises and not enough follow-through. Those things used to be the norm, but now they're the exception. At Sutherland Weston, we work hard every day to be that exception. We've had 15 years of continuous growth, and I'm proud of that. I think if your business is looking for a creative, responsive, problem-solving partner, if you're looking for the exception, I think we should talk.
We're honored to be Greenlight Maine CPA firm sponsor. Maine is home to a range of businesses, from startups that you might see on this program to closely held businesses and organizations that operate internationally. ARB's advisors are providing savvy solutions to complex issues for sophisticated and growing businesses of any size across Maine and throughout New England. And we're doing it the way you want Mainers to, guided by our local, sensible values.
Albin, Randall, and Bennett is a proud sponsor of Greenlight Maine.
PR and marketing are expensive. You can combat this by gathering together the key stakeholders in your organization to create a plan. Clearly define your overall goals as well as your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Make a detailed written plan to leverage your strengths, minimize your weaknesses, take advantage of your opportunities, and overcome your threats.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. We have a special treat for you today. We're going to change things up just a bit and talk to the people behind the camera, our executive producers that make the magic happen, Con Fulham and Nat Thompson. There's a lot that goes into this show. We spend a lot of time getting these entrepreneurs ready. Can you talk about what goes into it?
Sure. We try to allow each of them to have a media training event where we take them into a place, we sit them down and walk them through the show and try to find ways to lower the temperature, because we know that being on television for the first time can be very challenging. And if you start thinking about being on television and not making your pitch, you get confused and bewildered. So we walk them through the entire process. We explain to them that our job is to elevate them, not eviscerate them.
Yep.
And the way to do that, obviously, is to explain to them that if for some reason they have a freeze, we simply allow them to take a break. And through the magic of television, we edit it in and everything is seamless. And also, one of the things that really daunts them is to try to get all of their information out in a 3-minute pitch. Impossible.
That's right.
So we explain, and when you watch the show, you'll see that the judges have a lot of time after the pitch is finished,
That's right.
off camera, to really get an understanding of who they are. So these judges aren't making decisions on that 3-minute pitch.
Yeah.
And once the folks understand that, that they have all this time afterwards. They can take more time to worry about telling their story, which is really what the pitch is about, and worry about the specifics afterwards.
Let's talk about their pitch. We're here to promote them, encourage them, and just tell us about the picture of, we let them do it over again if they need to.
Right. It's intimidating to be on television, and I think that sometimes that's a reason that some people don't apply to be on the show. And we like to let people know that they really should apply, give it a shot. They can come on. We're very helpful here. We want them to be successful. The judges are encouraging. We're very much willing to do retakes and that type of thing. So we really want people to apply, be on the show, participate. This is all about trying to help businesses here in the state.
Absolutely. Advice to future entrepreneurs coming on the show.
Number one is worry less about trying to get all your little specific pieces, all the numbers, the figures, the facts, and talk about the story, because ultimately people are interested in what story you have to tell.
And one other thing I think that is important to let people know is that after they've pitched and it's on television and we've captured that, we let them come up and talk to the judges and go on and explain more about their company so they have more information to make an informed decision. So it's not just what the audience at home sees.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We need to take a quick break, but there's more Greenlight Maine coming up next.
Reaching new customers online is hard. You've tried Facebook, Google Ads, email. You even built a website 10 years ago. You're way too busy to focus on digital marketing, and you're not getting results.
At Dream Local Digital, that's what we do. We've helped businesses nationwide grow with online marketing. We're the experts. Let us help you.
Whether you're a small business or a big business, whether you're cutting edge or looking at a traditional industry in a whole new way, whether you're on the coast, in the city, a small town, wherever. If you're an organization here in Maine, if you want to innovate, and if you want to grow, we want to support you. We're the Maine Technology Institute.
MTI is a proud sponsor of Greenlight Maine.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. We just saw a great presentation from Back40, and due to unforeseen circumstances, the other entrepreneur could not make it today, which means Henry Gilbert wins. Congratulations to you. And that means that Back40 moves on in the competition and will compete for the $100,000 prize. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. We appreciate your comments, so please check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can see all of our episodes on greenlightmaine.com. We'll see you right back here next week after Meet the Press. Have a fantastic Sunday. Congratulations. Yeah, come on over.
Greenlight Maine would not be possible without the support of all of our corporate sponsors. Thank you.
Greenlight Maine has been a paid-for presentation by the Portland Media Group.